Welcome to the COVID edition of the Could Be Better podcast. I am sick and Chris Perry. Hi.
Yeah, I'm Colin. It would have been great to do this in person, but somebody had to be irresponsible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have this idea that I got COVID just to make sure that we didn't play emo night.
Oh, I definitely have that idea. Yeah.
Like, do you think? Like, what do you think I did? Like
I don't even think you
doorknobs?
have COVID. I think it's just a lie, just so you don't play emo night. By the
Sure,
way,
sure,
this
sure.
is coming out after emo night, right?
Yeah, guys, everybody, folks, peoples, lovers, friends, family, fans, listeners. That was amazing. I wasn't there, but I saw pictures, I saw videos, I saw Colin up front singing Ain't It
Love the
Fun?
good Charlotte band too.
No, we didn't play, dude. Come on, people know now.
You think
I saw you? Yeah, dude. I hope you do it.
you don't know that I have a backup guitar player and singer,
Yeah,
and we're also practicing.
Yeah, that sounds just like you.
Wow, what the fuck?
I saw a picture of you up front, Genevieve holding the mic out. You going, "Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun?"
Ooh, I'd be pumped on that,
dude. They're playing that. You have to go. I'm spoiling it here for everybody. Like, we're recording before emo night has actually happened, but like, Colin, you have to go, man.
I'm interested to know how that goes for them. I hope it goes well. I really do.
You should go and find out. What else are you doing?
Chris, I don't go out. I can't.
No, this is your second one for the quarter.
There's only one per quarter.
I know this is the second quarter for your second one. Do you not know how a calendar works? No, you don't. Speaking of not knowing how calendars work, our friends at Old Mother Brewing Company have a El Toro Mexican lager. It is the
Mexican lager.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like Mexican Fender, that amazing song by your favorite band, Weezer, which was played at emo night. Because
I do not like Weezer. There are more reasons to not go. Go ahead.
And so El Toro is El Matador, but it has habanero peppers and peaches to bring you a delicious lager with a sweet heat on the back end for the perfect level of spice. So it's available on draft today. You can't get it in cans because they want you to get it right from the spot. What are you doing? Are you Snapchatting right now? What is this? Are you old enough for Snapchat? Are you too old for Snapchat?
I'm sending this to you.
What are you doing? You're sending me a selfie?
Yeah. I thought you wanted.
Thought I want content.
Look. Yeah, you need content. You sniffles.
Dude, you look so handsome. My goodness.
Did you hear that?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Look at that.
Ain't it young? Man, wouldn't that be the thing? Man, speaking of Ain't It Young, Eric he looks so much younger than what I thought he was. But he's like, I got a kid who's 15. I was like, Jesus, man, how old are you?
30.
No, dude. No. But I was like, dang, looks young. Apparently his kids are cool. You know, they surfing the world. Anyway, before we get into our interview, it was cool. It was cool.
I thought you were doing a promo.
I just did.
Are you done? You're done?
Let's
talk about Eric. I love Eric.
You were taking pictures of yourself.
This would have been a lot better if Eric was here. If we were all here hanging out, we'd probably still be hanging out.
Dude, I think he probably would have kissed me.
That's true. He's a really good dude. And you want to know what? Here's the other thing about Eric. He's sneaky talented. He's so fucking talented. I don't know how much you've listened to any of his music, Chris, because you never listened to any of the bands who come on this.
Chris, dude, I listened to all the songs he sent because I was checking them out because I've heard the bike stuff before because obviously it's been on the podcast before.
He's so good. He's so fucking like if you put Eric and Ricole in a room, greatness is going to come out.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think that's interesting too because it's like. Eric kind of goes into a little bit about it. It's like, I don't have a hustle. And it's like, I think depending on the day, like we've all seen Ricole when he's got no hustle, right? Like, oh, I'm too busy for NBA Jam this week.
Yeah. Well, so by the way, let's just put this out there. Ricole again is ducking me again.
I know. Again. That's the thing. He has no hustle with that. He likes to hustle his way out, which then no hustle.
But he should know by now. I'm going to put him on blast. He should know about that.
Our listeners know, our fans know, our sponsors know at this point. They actually pay us to make sure we do talk about it.
That's very, very, very true. We get paid so much. I love Eric. Eric has the disposition of somebody who just wants to create art, which includes a book that we read passages from.
Yeah.
That's a Could Be Better podcast first.
First author. Yeah. And it was cool because the thing that was interesting about the book, which the title of the book is called
Aunts and Uncles and Other Refugees Under the Moon. Get it on Amazon, ladies and gents.
Yeah, we'll have links in the show notes for people, but it's like I didn't say this on the podcast, but like when I first looked at the book, I kind of chalked at it. I was like, what is this a book? Like this is, whatever. And then he marked it. Is there a $1 bill or $5 bill?
$1 bill.
Classy. So there's a $1 bill that's in there. And I opened it up and I was like kind of reading it and I read it out loud to you, which I do. I read things out loud when I know I'm going to speed through them. So I read it, took my time, and I love the journey I went on. And I kind of talked about it in the interview, and it was great.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. He has a role in a lot of things around town, and I love him to death. He's really legitimately one of the most positive people you could meet around town. Mm-hmm. Chris is on the other end of that, but I would just like to say, if there's anything outside, I really love Eric. I love that Eric came on the podcast. Love his music. Love everything he has going on. Now you're about to hear this interview, ladies and gentlemen, with Eric French.
And I'm going to bust your balls because we got one more thing to announce. We got a show.
Go ahead.
On August 12th.
Go ahead.
You should mark your calendars now. I'll wait.
I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I tried.
I know you're a professional in everything but reality. So Friday, August 12th at Old Mother Brewing Company, we have Hostile Array, Resistor on tour from New York, Rubicon Sky, a band called Senseless, and Delenda. Colin's The Thing.
I could talk to you about Delenda because
we told that story already. Stop.
Okay.
I love you. But I was like, I listened to the episode
today
because I know we talked about it before. Is the Carroll Creek wedding?
No, this is it. This is the last podcast you're ever going to hear.
Fantastic. I get my Wednesdays back. This show is
how about me?
This show is from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. And again, it's August 12th. It's a Friday. Hostile Array sounds like new Bring Me the Horizon, and check out some cool stuff. They got tons of cool videos, and the guy that does our website and all of our cool shit, Brody, is in that band. So go check him out. Friend of the podcast, friend of the show, friends of everybody. And speaking of friends, this is our interview with Eric French. We are here with the co-front person for the legendary Frederick band Bikes, Eric French. Eric, hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, just Chris. Thanks so much, dude.
Oh, wait, I didn't know. I thought you had COVID. I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be on this.
Yeah, wasn't me, man. I also think Chris is making this up. So that's
yeah. So there's this big conspiracy, and we obviously talked about it on the intro, which is definitely been recorded already. But we were supposed to be playing emo night last week, and there was a Good Charlotte cover band that I convinced Colin to do. And then after our third practice, things didn't sound very good. And so then I said, hey, if it's not sounding good after 3, we're going to cut it. But instead of cutting it because the third practice was bad, I decided getting COVID was a cool thing to do. And so I got COVID pretty much like a couple of days before the show and put us out.
You did?
Yeah. So yeah, if I don't sound normally this raspy, but I do today. So thanks for bearing with us. For guests listening, for people that aren't watching on YouTube, we're doing all sorts of things, or we're tuning into the live stream because, check out our Patreon. We are doing this over Zoom. So thank you all, audience and mom, for listening and bearing with us. But Eric, you and I have never met. So, and I've only seen pictures of Bikes, and I've only heard songs of Bikes. Are there only 2 of you in that group?
Yeah. We've it's weird. Ricole came up with the name. God, probably. Oh, this is amazing. He and I were working together on songs. We have a rental. My wife and I have a rental property on East Church, and it was the tenants had moved out, and he and I were just. It was wonderful. We're just recording in this empty space, and he got a ding on his phone, and Rudy Gobert had just tested positive for COVID. Yeah, after making a joke of it on it. I don't know if you guys are NBA guys, but
most definitely that Utah Jazz.
Dude.
Yeah.
It was like fucking. That was huge. That was like oh, this is real. Like Mark Cuban's like, oh, really? Out of here. Like, just like got up, left the floor before the game was, it's
that
like,
was when
that's
the
when I was
whole
like,
world shut down. It was,
yeah.
and you
For
want to
me,
know
that's
what?
when it was.
Ironically, too, I don't mean to cut you off, but we
No.
always tape on Wednesdays. That day was a Wednesday. I remember that specifically.
Really? Oh, that's the day he and I, speaking of bikes, he and I always set aside to work together. So sometimes we'll just talk, sometimes we'll record, sometimes whatever. So, but he came up with the name. He goes, "What do you think of the name Bikes?" And as you guys know, although you're great at it seems, Colin, or maybe Joe is.
Well, because of double motorcycle? Is that what you're
Fucking
saying?
greatest. Yeah. When I heard that, it's like, are you serious?
It's definitely Joe. I had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll give him credit.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But Ricole went Bikes, and it was like, I don't have to think about this. I went, absolutely.
I went to Joe and I said, have you ever heard? I got a great name. It's called Silent Old Mountains. And he's like, I don't know. I think it's taken.
Shut up. There we are. Okay. That's up to speed. Yep.
So what did you already have that sort of musical connection with Ricole going into all of it? Like, was that something you had heard him and he had heard you for months, if not years prior, and you thought if we just hook up, this will be something special?
Kind of. So this gets back to April. April is the wellspring. It is exactly. So I wrote my book,
right?
And that came out in 2009. Thank you very much for that. I mean,
I have more questions. The third segment is nothing but the book. I'm telling you that right now.
Love it. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Thank you. So she went, hey man, you got to meet this, you got to meet.
That is a great April.
She sounds just like that. Just like that.
I mean, yeah, she's just so urgent and she's just so on top of her game. So she's like, you guys got to meet each other. And once we met, it was, I don't know. It's like I've always known him, and
right.
So I've thrown him songs like you guys played it on your show when Maura was on, I think, right? With Sky Stage.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Maura wanted to play a bike song. I do remember that.
It was Dropped It All. So I sent him that, Jesus, man, 10 years ago. Just bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, just a loop,
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I got this thing over that. And my God, I mean,
but that's cool though. I mean, so it's like April was the kind of connection, and it's like, you're not younger than I am. So it's like,
right.
From being
I'm 25.
Guy,
I'm 25.
25, being 25 and doing stuff in Frederick, it's like, sometimes it's hard to kind of put yourself out there. So it's cool that like connection kind of happened. And there was not just a connection, but almost like a bond with you and Ricole. And like, that's not common.
No, exactly. It wasn't mystifying because we weren't invested in it when we were. I would just send him songs, and he and I, and I'd be playing out in front of April's shop actually, like just to kind of make a couple bucks on a first Saturday, and he'd sit down, he'd come up and I have like 3 or 4 songs I can pull out and play, and he can just do his thing on. So, but right before COVID hit, it was kind of like, man, these are fucking great. Like, why don't we try hard? You guys know that thing, it's like you can kind of just coast through life and musical life too. But we decided to try hard. So,
how many songs came from that? Like, what do you have now?
We have like, I think, I wish he was here, 15 probably.
I believe
15,
that.
20.
I mean, that's
they're formed because of him. Like I don't know if you guys probably know. I think the guy is, if you listen to his work and you really listen to it, most people give cursory listens. I get that all, I realize where life is these days, but brilliant.
Dude, I can tell you this. Well, I can tell you two. I'll speak to 2 things on that. One, Ricole, remember, has I think 2 or 3 different verses on various double motorcycle albums. Chris, you might know, and Feet on the Ground. Yeah, 2 Feet on the Ground. There's a video for Feet on the Ground that you can look up on YouTube, www.youtube.com/COVID-19. And what happened was he came into, it was a Monday night. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And I texted him.
Yeah.
And I think he was with you, actually. I think he was like out doing something with
yeah,
you.
Yeah. I remember that night.
He came through and he wrote a verse in an hour. There's footage of us recording that on the video, in the video. He's got that brain for that. When he invests himself into something, it's amazing. Like that's really, really incredible. Like it's really, that's one of those things. And that leads me to the second thing that I was going to say, like Eric, your music alone is very good. Like it's like what you do is so I don't know if Chris has listened to anything. I'm putting him on blast right now, but
huge fan. I play it all the time when I'm playing NBA Jam with my buddy Ricole at my house every Tuesday.
But this is one thing I will say though. And you can attend, because I guess Joe is a theme for this first segment. When we were living together and we wrote this latest album, the third album, the last album, what we listened to every day was the CD. Remember CDs don't exist anymore.
Is that like a
CD
coaster
that you once gave me? We just put that on loop and that inspired the entire record, dude. You gave Double Motorcycle a reverend. I'm not kidding, dude.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Okay. I was playing a show at NOLA, I think, when I gave him, I think it was him, the record. And I remember this is awkward, but his, I guess, ex-girlfriend.
Oh, sure.
I gave it to him, but they were both there to come out to see me play, which was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And she goes, it was like, it's almost like, have you seen Just Friends? Like Anna Faris goes, like, your name's like Clark and Darla. It was just like this, like, what? It was like, she went, oh my God, you made a CD? It was like, I came from a different, I came from a different generation. She just like went, oh my God, I've never seen one of these. But it wasn't like uncool. It was flattering, but you
wrote me this beautiful note to get with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Did you remember that? Yeah. Yeah. And it was this incredible letter. I loved it. We fell in love with those songs that inspired our final album, man. So
that's incredible. That I never knew that. I really would have benefited from knowing that, like on rough days.
It was okay. Well, remember that, dude. Remember that whenever you're feeling like shit. And also remember that Justin Bieber, I got nothing about Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I was going to say, Colin, we'll get our executive producer to send Eric a package with that framed for him. Our people get in touch with those people. But
it is part of this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But so Eric, are you a homegrown Frederick guy, or like what's your deal?
So I got married in 2000.
22 years.
God, isn't that right? Yeah. So
Chris wasn't even born.
No, yeah, Chris was 6 years old, which is
I was 9 years old.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was born in 91.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we're
shutting the shit down.
I was born in 90. We're good. So anyway, no, my dad was Navy. So I was born in Norfolk, moved to Hawaii, moved to Monterey, moved to San Diego, moved to DC, San Diego, back to DC, San Diego. So that's kind of the life I lived growing up. And then my parents were so sick of moving. My mom's Canadian, believe it or not. And they bought a house.
What do you mean, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a dually now too, which is great.
Are you really? You're a dual citizen?
I'm a dually. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Score. Exactly. And they live right in front of the yeah, go Canada. They live right in front of the tennis courts on Baker Park. I mean, they bought a house in 90 and they
wait. Which house in front of the tennis courts?
Yeah, we need to know which house that is, because those are nice houses, mother.
Yeah, because
they are.
We are always looking for places to remote record a podcast. So
no problem at all. They have no agency. I can totally talk them into anything at this point. So.
That's great. Well, good for your folks too, because I'm sure it's like for me, it's San Diego and DC are some beautiful places to live. But I
Definitely.
I would get annoyed going back and forth because I mean, my dream is to like die in San Diego, not just like get on the
Really?
plane like as my
Really?
heart's
Right.
not to get like on a plane like as my heart's failing, but to actually like live there for, you know, when I retire, right?
Great.
Which
Great.
is a joke, but
Well, no.
yeah,
My
this
dream is
is-
to die tonight.
If I may push back a little bit here, Chris.
Oh, let's yeah, Eric. Yeah.
So you grew up here though, correct? Or East
Yeah.
Coast? Okay, great. So where did I grow up? I don't know. Half my life in California, West Coast, wherever. Half my life here. Here's the thing. I dare you to go to San Diego. Well, you're older now, so but in your 20s, fucking last place you want to be, because it's great. Oh man, it's fucking great. If you're wealthy, fantastic. It's not like here.
no.
I love this.
Yeah, like
I don't miss that. I when Karen and I got engaged, I was like, her and I both like, we can't afford a house here. Let's get the fuck out of here. Blah 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 blah. And we've never regretted it once.
Yeah, it's like, I think for me, it's like, you know, having my roots here in Frederick has been awesome. It's like, you know, I was homeschooled, so I never went to public school, so I don't have a lot of baggage.
Wow,
like,
really?
yeah. So it's like, it's a totally different world than a lot of people that have like lived here and like shit where they ate, did a bunch of messed up things, and now like they can't like really outlive their reputation and stuff, so they move away.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing.
Totally.
So
it's that's like half of California.
Yeah, well,
Literally.
it's also half of Frederick, so it's like I get it too. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like for me though, it's like California is where I want to go, like to get away. Like, hey, I want to walk on the beach. I want to walk on the beach every day. I want to like only hang out with my wife.
Oh, that's what's so beautiful. That's what's so beautiful. You and Walt Whitman, like that's the whole thing about the West.
Yeah.
The West, like our whole, our whole like collective self kept moving westward. It's fantastic. And I think you have a 6-month-old or something. Is that correct?
4. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something real quick. Sorry, Colin. Hold on. I know you have a few adopted kids, so I'll get to you later. But just so you know, from what I heard last, the Kenny Tompkins interview, it's a son, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, is sleeping through the night. You're not having the nightmare. I have 3 daughters. Fucking nightmare.
Holy cow.
Nails on chalkboard, crying. Just up all. My wife and I. It was horrible. I don't even remember it. I can't recall it.
Sure.
It's like PTSD. I'm just like, I don't know. I think I served in, Kabul, but I don't know. I just don't think about it much. Anyway, someone told me this, a good friend of ours. She said, just so you know, you get your life back when they're 4.
Oh, cool. No, yeah.
Which I think is fair. And I know you're not going through the grueling grind maybe yet. But if you have another one, it's going to be a little harder.
Yeah, and what kind of sucks right now, and this is probably like a good cue into like or a lead into the next music break here. But it's like, but for us, like right now, it's like he just started rolling last week. I got COVID on Sunday. And so then I've been on bottom level, and like Laura's been like super parent and doing all sorts of amazing things. Pretty much like he's doing the crawl, he's doing the I only want to be on my stomach. Like it's just
and he's talking about me too. He's talking about me.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Doing the crawl, only wanting to be on his stomach. Yeah.
And it's like, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, we're in new territory now, and I don't get to be around for it. And like, that really blows, because both my wife and kid right now are testing negative, which is great. So it's only me, only symptoms. So it's like,
wow. So you're like you're in a kind of a
bubble. Bunker.
Wow.
Yeah, bunker. There we go.
Total bunker.
That's good. Yeah, and it's been awful. And it's like, I get videos and I just weep, and so I'm like, this sucks. So
and then after that, then it's not awful. You're like,
yes.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. And so I am excited to get back into the swing of things, and I am kind of excited for what 1 through 4 looks like, because it's all gonna be new and it's all gonna be exciting. And
it is fucking greatest.
Yeah, I can't wait. Speaking of things that are fucking great, tell us about this first song.
Which one do you want to hear, man?
Well, this is great. So my youngest daughter is in Greece right now with her aunt, and her aunt has taken each of my daughters when they turn 15. Yeah, that's how old I am. To anywhere they want to go in the world.
And she wanted to go to Greece?
She wanted to go to Greece.
Whoa.
Is it for the gyros?
Get your Greece hater Giannis disrespecting.
Yeah, what was that? What was that about?
Back out.
It's like Greece.
Get
That's
outta
right.
here.
I forgot about this. Chris is the hugest fan of Giannis Antetokounmpo from the NBA. You were talking about the NBA.
Oh, that's
like
right.
Chris
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
biggest
of
fan.
course.
Yeah.
It's like during the bubble, it was like I thought that was the coolest social experiment. Everybody was home. And it's like, and I loved everything from what the Bucks were doing from like the social justice standpoint, from Giannis just being as a leader. Like, I mean, it was just a really cool thing to see. Like LeBron's been doing it for a long time, but LeBron is becoming harder and harder to like as a player, I think, in my opinion.
But my God, I mean, thank you, LeBron, for a great 20 some years.
Dude, he doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get enough credit, and he was the pioneer on a lot of stuff. And it's like, and
I love Jordan. I'm a Jordan guy. Jordan didn't say Jack. I mean,
you didn't say
believe
shit.
Me. Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay too, because that was the era. That's what's so interesting.
No, you could talk to Ricole about that. Michael Jordan is the best player in the history of the game. Anybody else who wants to step through can step out.
Correct. Boom. I agree with that. And Ricole as well.
Yes. Which song do you want to hear, Eric? Which song?
Oh, sorry. Shit. Okay. Anyway, why did I bring that up? So anyway, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's the one who she just dropped 35, 40 songs of mine onto SoundCloud like last week.
Oh shit, because you didn't know how.
Kind of. I was holding that. I was like, SoundCloud's like the coolest one. I was like, this is like where I think I belong. My people are. And I was like, but I've got to redo these. I've got to make them better to put on there. And she goes, no, Dad, that's the whole point. Your shit. This is where TikTok goes, and they mine random stuff from SoundCloud. So I went, okay, great. Do your thing. Pick whatever ones you want to put on. So she told me the 3 to put on this show, by the way.
What is the name of the first one you want to hear?
The first one is called The Great Recession.
And why is that? What's it about?
It is about what happened after the Great Recession. I was a contractor at that time in 2008, and the bottom dropped out, and it affected everybody I knew and everyone in the community, everyone in Frederick. So I used Apple loops. I had just gotten my first Apple laptop, and I was like, oh, wow, there's all these little song tags and little loops and shit. So that's what I was trying to do when I sent you the 3 songs. This is like iteration 1. I was like, okay, I'm going to arrange as opposed to compose. I'm playing guitar behind it, and the lyrics and vocals are all me. The harmonies and all are all me. So
awesome.
This one goes out to Kenny Thompson. Or Tompkins,
perfect.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was gonna know, but I'm into Thompson. We're just gonna keep.
I
Thompson.
mean, by the way, I thought I was the only one who ever did harmonies, and then I hear fucking Kenny last week, and I'm like,
God,
wow,
dude,
harmonies.
those are incredible.
All right, well, here's The Great Recession by Bikes.
Nope, by Mossfrench.
Billy tell, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick it up for everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody lock up all your doors. 5, 6, 7, 8, everyone eyeing the fire escapes. 9, 10, 11, 12, cutting as close as Billy tell. 4, 3, 2, 1, piss it up for everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody lock up all your doors. 5, 6, 7, 8, everyone eyeing the fire escapes. 9, 10.
So I don't think a lot of people know that the name of what it is you do is Mossfrench, right? It's not Eric French, it's Mossfrench.
Correct. So my name is Eric Moss French. My mother's name, her maiden name is Moss. So
that's where you got it from.
yeah, and I don't know if it's a good name or not. I don't even care at this point because the band makes a name.
Well, so how does this go with these solo songs? Where do you record? A, B, are you a perfectionist when it comes to this? We were talking about Kenny Tompkins, or not Thompson, as you said.
I know. Sorry,
that was a lot of fun.
I thought you were gonna edit that.
I'm gonna no.
We cut it.
Yeah, we cut it. It's fine. But I also told him too, and he's pissed about it. So, I'm just wondering, when it comes to this, where do you get the inspiration, or do you always want to be alone until you found Ricole, for instance? Was this something you always thought it would just be Eric? It would just be Mossfrench? Did you never want to put a band around it?
Great question. So because of the way I grew up, I was always kind of a late bloomer. So believe it or not, I first time I smoked pot, I was 20. And I wanted to be a writer. That's what I wanted to do. Hemingway.
You and me both.
Exactly, man. And you are a writer, my friend.
No.
You're great.
Don't.
No, you are.
Blush. You're gonna make me blush.
What I mean is, you have something to say. You have a point of view. You have a voice, and that's really what I've realized as I've gotten older. That is it. Either you have something to say or you don't. And most people don't have something to say. They quit. They get out of the game, as they should.
God, that's so true, dude. That's so fucking true.
Leave room for other people that have things to say.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
It's not even just that. Like, you can look at what I do now is edit essentially for a living.
Yeah.
And I look at writers, and I look at a lot of writers. Like, I've got a lot of writers.
Yeah.
And okay, this is fine. Okay, we have to put this out. Okay, whatever. I'm looking for a voice. I'm looking for a singular thing. And this was something I actually brought up a couple weeks ago, depending on the podcast. This was with Chris. I was talking about drummers. And Chris,
I heard that,
Chris, did you see? I think my favorite drummer has his voice. There's no other voice than that drummer. And I was talking about Chris Morris, who played with Mr. Husband, Kenny Tompkins. And Chris, you were like, "No, man, I don't know what that is," right? Like you weren't into that.
I don't remember. I can argue if you'd like, but I don't feel like I had that much of an opinion. I think that makes sense. Like, I think drummers have their own thing. I think that was a moment between you and Kenny, and you really just were saying, "Hey, how much you like Chris?" And I think Kenny's response was, "Yeah, man, Chris is really good at this thing." And then
correct.
Yeah, and then
that's how I listen to it too.
Yeah, and then fuck you, Colin. And then I think what happened is then
fuck you.
And then I think at this point I heard the next thing was like, "Oh yeah, Chris is one of my top 3 drummers." And I was like, "Yeah, who are your other 2?" And you're like, "I don't know." I was like, "You suck."
I think Kenny saved you at that point. I forget what he said. It was funny, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. It's the same thing with writing though. When I edit people, like, I'm way down with anybody who wants to say anything I've never heard before. I don't give a fuck how shitty it is you say it.
Right.
I just want to hear it. and
exactly.
the thing,
which is why we're friends.
Totally. That's totally true, probably, right?
I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but Eric, you were saying too, like, you as a writer, where do you go when you do you want to be singular? How much do you work at that?
So so what was the band you in? So you and Joe were in, what the fuck were you doing before Double Motorcycle? You were in.
I wasn't doing anything. He was in Silent Old Mountains.
Okay.
Or C Knuckle? Do you remember C Knuckle?
Yeah, C Knuckle,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So were you playing in that band or no?
I was not, no.
Okay, because I know, like, through Derek Salazar, like Heavy Lights and all, like that's kind of like when I got into the scene or like knew who people were.
Good for you, man. That was like one of the healthiest spots like Frederick has been in a long time. That's awesome.
It's wonderful and really interesting people. As just like now, like the best music is being made now. I still believe that. But I was in the basement in his like bunker, going back to the bunker joke. But so I wanted people to hear my stuff, blah blah blah. But I'm kind of I don't know. I'm driven by something kind of beyond all that.
But what is that? What is that thing you're driven beyond?
Oh, because I started so late. So I heard Bob Dylan when I was 20, and I went. I'm sorry. This is how I got sidetracked. Because I wanted to write, and then I went, "What the fuck? You can fucking play and fucking write? Like, like what? Like, because I love the Beach Boys. I love the Beatles. My God, forget it. I love the Bee Gees too. Beatles. I mean, there's the Beatles and there's everybody else.
Right.
But
Yeah.
beyond that, but I didn't know you could pair that, you know, Kerouac and all that, like that aesthetic with, as a young man, with song. I just didn't know, and I didn't know.
So was music kind of like the vehicle for you, since like maybe like going to like, you know, Random House wasn't maybe in the cards?
This is what's terrible, and this is why your wife pulls her hair out. You know, people like me. It's like I didn't really think about that. I listened. Isn't that terrible? I didn't think about monetizing it. Well, yeah, exactly. And you
the art is the art. The art is the art.
The art is the art, and you pay your dues. Believe me, I paid them.
But man, when people do this thing though, where it's like, hey, I'm going to be, and Colin and I have seen this time and time again over our decades of playing music, which is like, when people start off in a band and they say, I want to do this to make money, it's either you have the connections and you know you can make it work, or you become an asshole to all your friends and nobody and nobody likes your band.
Right.
It's very few.
Right. You're
like
hustling. You're a hustler. Yeah. Even if I had that kind of game and juice, I wouldn't have hustled. It's kind of the story of my life.
Wait, what does that mean? You said if you had that game, you would not have hustled. Why not?
I think I do have the game. I love it's.
Well, yeah, you have the talent. Like all the shit that you do is fucking amazing. But what do you mean you just don't want to hustle?
No, God. No.
Why not? You can't nod. People can't see you nod. They have to.
Well, but
I guess
tell me what you mean by hustle though. Like I mean,
okay.
Yeah,
promote. Like this is wonderful. You guys asked me on this. You know.
So
thank you so much.
No, is it to you like it's like I'm putting my art out there, and it will be found if it is found?
Yes, absolutely.
So
more than that though. More than that is I'm trying to get really, really good at this.
Okay.
I'm trying to like put my finger on the nose of this particular thing I'm trying to work on, whatever. And it changes with everything I'm working on, but I don't want to make it sound like I'm some,
It does not sound like you're like an elitist or anything like that at all. It like, I think for me, it kind of sounds like you're doing it for the music. And I think part of it is nowadays, and as with your 15-year-old daughter helping you out with stuff, it's like Olivia Rodrigo is like one of the biggest people out there right now. And it comes from essentially hustling, right? And so it's like, hey, like you can have good music, but like if you don't have that hustle, it's like, unless you're somebody, and not saying you're not somebody, but you know what I mean?
Of course.
If you're not somebody, it's hard.
No, you can't say somebody. It's somebody who has the machine behind them. You need to figure out a way. I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but I'm just saying, like, if you have the machine behind you, whatever that means, then you got it. Like that's what that is.
And the aspiration toward that. Like, to be honest with you, I got to be honest with you.
Please do. Please don't be honest with us ever. No, go ahead.
By the way, I haven't been up until this point, but your interest in my work over the last years, fucking wonderful. Thank you so much.
That's worth it. Like that's enough to you? Is that what you're
saying? Let him finish his thought.
Okay,
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
No, I would have. It's so funny if I was you, I would have interrupted the same way. We're the same character that way.
You got it.
But what I've realized is, am I going to be this great? I don't give a fuck about that anymore at all. But what I do believe in is my work. I have a lot. Like I've been in my basement recording a lot. And what I always wanted was people like you, motherfucker. And you, Chris, my good friend.
Why I gotta be a motherfucker and he's gotta be a good friend?
Because I'm new and he has to win my approval.
That's great. Kind of actually true. But it's and Kenny Tompkins and Colin Schulzenberger, like those guys. So like if someone goes like, who are the fucking most interesting musicians in the last 10 years or 20 years in Frederick? I'd like to be on that list because I think I belong on that. Joe Gillette absolutely belongs on that list.
Oh shit!
Ricole Barnes, fuck yeah, dude. What Tad's doing, fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You played with Tad. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Zuchu Nation.
We had him on this. Yeah, we had him on.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
this
I heard that
podcast.
one
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And my great friends from that band from the Mood. It's like
The Mood, yeah.
Dan fucking Saboyan. I mean, it's almost like the world starts like.
Have you heard Double or Nothing? Have you heard our little reggae band?
Are you saying that you should be on that list, Colin? Is that what I'm hearing? Because
No,
I feel
no,
that's a little
no,
that's a little presumptuous.
Oh, I didn't mention Colin. That's terrible. You're on that.
That's
fucking.
He's just a
you're on
drummer.
that,
It's different. It's different.
No, you are the glue. You are seriously. You are the fabric. But I hope it answers the question. Like, I would much point in my life. I really believe in what I've recorded and what I've done. A lot of it's lo-fi. So I've worked with Derek Salazar.
Love Derek.
Fucking brother of brothers. And I just recorded 3 or 4 things up in Philly. Like,
oh fuck yeah, with him?
Yeah, a few weeks ago at that like, man. So have you been up there?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
Those studios are sick. It's like it's where Japanese breakfast was. Like
I know.
He's like, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah. But we talked to Kenny about that. You said you listened to it because Japanese breakfast
I
was
didn't
on
understand.
Yellow K. Yeah.
So you gotta go like, wait, people like Eric don't know what, because I was like, what is it? Was he have a label? Does he know him? And he's like, no, I couldn't call him on my cell phone right now, but we're connected. I didn't understand the true. So he kind of them out of the underground.
I think. Yeah.
So Kenny, the first record label that they were signed to was Yellow K, which is Kenny's record label, and he really built them. I mean, for the first couple years, this was years and years ago when I just first started out writing album reviews in Frederick, Maryland, and everybody fucking hated the shit out of me. Not that they don't now, but when that was happening, they were playing like Cafe Nola. And they were in town all of the time. And then, obviously they got picked up by another label and Kenny explained, check it out in the archives. It could be better archives. That episode with Kenny Tompkins, he explained how he's still kind of getting paid from that band.
That's fantastic, man. That's great. So you still, that is huge. Okay.
But that's interesting though, Eric, because it's like, I think when it comes to, you're talking about the lo-fi side of things, you're talking about not hustling, but then you went to a studio. So I want to talk more about lo-fi-ness, the art of the lo-fi, and our friend of the show, Derek Salazar. And so bring us into our second song here.
Which unfortunately he did not engineer or produce. This was, again, my daughter Olivia's call. She's like, you have to play the go around. So
I'm so into your daughter picking this shit, man. I'm so into this. Yeah.
So it's super simple. Like the way I usually write is on an acoustic guitar, unless I write on I don't like when I'm playing any keyboard or synths or anything like that. I just play on the QWERTY. I play on my computer. I don't I don't use like a, you know,
A
what do
MIDI.
you call it?
I've got the old MIDI. I've written so many songs on this MIDI that nobody will
Oh,
ever
by
hear.
the way, what's the song that the lead in after, like, all right, we're done with the intro. Now we're into the show. That kind of warped. What is
Oh,
that?
wow. This is the first time we've ever been asked this, Chris.
I love that.
It's the first time we've been
Love that.
asked, but we've given this answer before.
Okay.
Because
well,
we
fuck
talked
it.
we talked about it with Master Thaddeus.
There was a point in time for about 3 or 4 months that me and Tad lived together.
Okay, I remember
And-
this, dude. By the way, those songs fucking crushed.
Well, that's one of those songs. Yeah,
It's
that's
heard.
one of those songs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's just the
Really?
instrumental version of one of those songs. That's just me and Tad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I have half the rights, which is why we can use it.
I'm sure Tad would be cool either way. Anyway, so I digress. That is so fat. That's
All right,
great.
so
Anyway,
set up this song,
anyway,
man.
Yeah. So this song is about. So what I wanted to do is go from like when I got my laptop and I arranged and found out what loops can do for the first time and did harmonies on that. Then I went, all right, I'm just going to write a straight out acoustic thing. So it's 2 chords. The song is essentially 2 chords with I think it's a G or something on the chorus, but
What's the name?
it's called the Go Around, and it's basically Bob Marley. It's Bob Marley. It's reggae. It's in a different rhythm. It's Bob Marley. That's all it is.
In the park and you've got a question mark, you go around and around. In the dream and you want a jelly bean, you go around and around. In the pool and you want to keep it cool, you go around and around. In the park and you've got a question mark, you go around and around. Up the coast, you think you like the most, you drive along and along. Cavalier and a belly full of beer, you go along and along. Run around, you jump up and down to a brand new song. Up the coast, as you think you like the most, you drive along and along. When it's good, but you don't know if it's true, you go around and around. When it's bad and you sizzle all your plans, you go around and around. Keep it cool when you're breaking every rule and you're as sound as a pound. When it's good, but you don't know if it's true, you go around and around. Up the coast, you think you like the most, you drive along and along. Cavalier and a belly full of beer.
Dang, Bob Marley, what a guy.
Uh,
No?
the game change.
What a guy.
I mean, if I had to rank the greats, it would be the Beatles. That would be 0,
Sure.
and then the 1 would be Beach Boys. I think Beach Boys.
Oh, that's why you love Mr. Husband. That's why you love Kenny
Mhm.
Tompkins.
Oh, are you fucking dude?
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it was like to listen to the interview you guys did.
Dude,
with
I'll
him.
hook you up with it. I'll give you.
I
his,
can't wait.
like,
I hope to meet him. I'm like, how have
I shouldn't
not
say
met
that
this
out.
fucking
Yeah, I
guy?
know.
It's
Colin,
fucking
what are you doing?
ridiculous.
But it's everybody should be friends with Kenny. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like, I don't know if Kenny feels that way, but I feel that way. So sorry, Kenny. But Eric, so
No, I
okay,
think
so,
he has young kids too.
yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I have this is my podcast, and I have things to
Go.
ask you. So
There we go.
when you were talking about lo-fi,
Mm.
that's always something that like,
Be right back.
really, you're just gonna leave?
What?
You're just gonna leave?
Okay, I won't.
What is this? Amateur hour?
Go
You're good.
ahead. You
No,
said
it's-
you
yeah.
have questions to ask. Ask the man the
As
questions.
a team, you guess, dude. Okay.
Okay,
Side note,
okay.
you just can't be having these things. You got to just hold it, or like pee in a bottle. Amazon warehouse.
So
Come on.
I can't. Okay, I pee
Fever,
myself.
fever.
All right.
room.
So, Eric, lo-fi. I've always been really interested by like I love lo-fi bands. I'm into that sound. I think it's cool. I've never been able to do it and feel good about it. Like,
Wow.
how did you kind of fall into that where you're like, oh, like this is my sound?
Love you for asking me that. I'm not kidding, dude. Like, thank you for asking me that, because it unlocks the sound that I love. So you don't know that sound because you're way younger than me.
That's
So-
probably true, dude. That's probably true.
Yeah. So when the Smiths came out,
Mhm.
fucking changed the world for me. Like, are you kidding me? What Johnny Marr's doing with reverb? It's all about reverb. Motown to the Smiths,
Sure.
reverb. It's so fucking beautiful. And then you can have the opposite, which is like Bowie, which is fucking clean as can be, which is like artifice. You know, it's like it's not this Lana Del Rey. You're living in this this tripped out room. You're living in a clean, exact room, like Bowie and Prince. Like, so cool. So there's so many different ways to be. It's like Ricole is that way. Like Ricole is more Bowie, Prince, clean, exact. Yeah, it's so cool. It's so interesting. For me though, like Stone Roses, the Doors. I fucking love the Doors. Like, those are the bands that just blew my head off, you know. And so the let me think. Jesus Christ. The 3 songs that you're going to hear on this pod are, I'm singing, like I'm looking at you, I'm singing into a fucking laptop. I'm not singing into a mic.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because-
and the guitar I'm playing it's right into the mic.
Is that because you want it to be lo-fi? You want it to just be you, as stripped down as possible?
Huh.
Well, when I'm doing these, I don't think the public's going to hear them necessarily. I don't really give a shit.
We have
You know?
dozens of subscribers, literally dozens.
We have 100.
Fantastic. If it's 3 digits, feel great. SoundCloud. I think it's Mossfrench, one word. Knock yourselves out. I think what I do know is you will find 2 or 3 songs that you go, fuck yeah, this is my thing. Because what I learned from the Beatles is what I never wanted to do is sound the same on every song. So I might sing in falsetto one song, lower and one. That's how I approach it. So
Then does
harmony.
no, that's a great answer. So then from like not every song sounding the same, then do you find it difficult to write an album? Because it sounds like you're doing SoundCloud, which is like, hey, one song here, one project here, doing other things, like cool. But that's kind of the appeal. But then I think there's also like the art of the album too, where it's like, hey, songs don't all sound the same, but like they sound like one cohesive piece.
Right. Well said. And hence Derek Salazar. So yeah, right. understand, Colin. So Ricole got asked to do something for that. I think, Colin, you were the guy were you the MC at the Weinberg that day?
I was,
For the wow. See, I didn't even know you at that point at all.
Yeah.
I thought you were like,
Your life was better
like
for not knowing
60.
me.
No.
No, what were you gonna say though? You said what were you gonna say?
But
you were talking about the night at the Weinberg with Derek.
Yeah. So Ricole got asked to do a song on the local artist thing that Derek was producing.
Right. We did that at the building. That's true. So you're going that far back.
Correct.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, life change.
That was one of 2 hip hop songs we got on that compilation. And my God, Jay Bird killed it too. I'm not saying anything about Jay Bird, but that he was amazing. Ricole was amazing, and he was with you, right? Like that was you guys.
I wrote the music for that. I had sent that to Ricole, I don't know, 8 months, a year before. And then he got asked to do it. And he goes, hey, French, he calls me French. Hey, French, I want to work. I got asked to do this thing. I want to work on this. Oh, wow. Okay, great. And I went to Frederick News Post, which was like a ghost town. And that fascinating.
We built a studio, and remember that?
I know. I was so
studio?
jealous. I wanted to punch you in the face. I was so jealous. It was
please punch me in the face. Either way. I want to.
Yeah. No,
go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So real quick. So because rapid fire, because I wanted to get to the bottom of that question. So the one is, how long ago was that showcase? Like what year are we talking?
I believe it was 2015 or
7 years. Yeah. 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
That's something special, man. Where if someone can hold on to it that long, that's
incredible.
Great.
Incredible. So it was the first time I met Derek, and he had to. So we had to re-record it, and we did it. And Derek and I went, "Oh, here you are. Where have you been my whole life?" That's how I felt when I met him.
And so with Derek,
the dude got what I was doing.
Yeah. And did Derek kind of help? Like, would you go? And you mentioned before the last break or right after the last break that you were going into that you went into the studio with Derek. How many songs did you do with him?
We did 3 when I was up there, and I was there for 2 days, but we recorded a record last year called Last Summer, an EP, which is 5 songs, which you've heard, Colin. You reviewed it.
Yeah.
I love you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was remastered, so it's 50 times better, but I'm so proud of it. I was gonna put those songs as the 3. I'm like, no, daughter's right. Like, let me just go lo-fi, because lo-fi is why I make my stuff.
Well, lo-fi.
I don't give a shit between the two. Like, great.
Fuck yeah. I don't give a shit either. I don't give a shit.
Oh, you got the book in your hand. Look at you.
That's right. Because I have 2 things.
Did you read the
2
one
things.
Okay.
We're running short on time because we do have another
and
Zoom
you can edit
guest
this.
here.
You guys know that.
No,
we
dude.
don't.
I want all of you. I want all of you on top of me right now, Eric. So let me read this, because this was the blurb on the back of the book. This is going to take a second. Rob Grogan. Do you know Rob Grogan?
I do. He died, by the way. He's a Fredericksburg guy. Great guy.
Well, I thought he had a very pretty passage for this. By the way, we should say this is called Aunts and Uncles and Other Refugees Under the Moon. This is by Eric French. This is his poetry, correct? This is your poetry?
Right. Hate the word poetry, because they don't read like poetry, correct? Please tell me that's true. I hate the word poetry.
They're poetic, but I feel like it's also like it's story driven too. Like it's painting a picture so yeah.
Love you, Chris. I did not know you fucking had read anything in it. I love you for that. Thank you so much.
Wait, did you just say you love me because I know how to read? Because I respect that.
Yes, I did say that, but the fact that you actually read a couple poems.
So here was the blurb. Here was the blurb on the back of the book. It gives meaning to everyday moments, life's passages, even mundane behaviors. His shrewd and witty observations and insights convey what each of us feel during our life journey, with both joy and a twinge of sadness. This learned soul connects deeply with us. Descriptive, rich, and colorful. French's verse delights us with spot on metaphors. I'm going to stop right there. It goes on. I wanted to ask you about metaphors because the blurb for this book says spot on metaphors. How do you come across metaphors in your life? I'm talking to you as a writer. This has nothing to do with music. Do you get this feeling a lot?
Yeah, like increasingly. I'm sure you do too. I would.
Well,
think,
give me some examples like recently beyond this book.
Oh God, I mean, it's especially. This is not terrible, but everything becomes proxy. Everything is proxy. Yeah. I mean, I think that's where our culture's going. Am I right? I mean,
do you just want to speak in metaphors then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you get it now. I'm not that fucking smart.
No. But it's like, you know, the one that I read, because you dropped off the book and it was on Colin's coffee table, so I picked it up and I loved it. It was marked
that sucks me more than anything. What'd you read?
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like a dollar bill. The one I read,
it was If You Look Hard Enough. The poem was If You Look Hard Enough.
Man.
Yeah,
and it was cool because it's like as you're reading it, it's like, okay, like you kind of starting off, it's like, I don't know where he's going with this. It doesn't rhyme. Like what is happening here? And then as I kind of go through, and then I go through line by line, I'm like, oh man, he's painting a picture here that's like, and I think for any readers of this book, which I'm assuming people can get online, right? Let's sell some books, right?
Let's sell some books.
So come on. As you're kind of reading it, you get to the thing of like, okay, if you hang on enough, you really kind of get to this sweet, warm moment at the end. Where it's like, and I'm gonna there's lots of other stories in this book, so I'll spoil this one, so don't care. But it's like, you know, it kind of gets to the point where you go have dinner at a friend's house, and I'm gonna get this part wrong, but I think somebody turns on the TV or there isn't a TV, and you find such a almost just like this genuine sweet holiness in this place of like, oh, they don't need that thing. And so you kind of walk away feeling empty because you're like, oh man, they don't have this thing that like maybe brings me joy. But then you're like, but they're super happy also doing this thing. And I don't know, it was just so cool.
Oh, no. Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
For telling me that. Like I could cry right now, dude.
You couldn't hear it, but he said, I love you. Right? You said, I love you, right, Eric?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely did. Because you understood what I was after, what I wrote. So they did not have a TV. And that's the whole point of the poem. And they're super cool people. And we were in our we were fucking your age. Right. So they have a beautiful 4-year-old, 5-year-old girl and a young son who's like 1 or 2. And Karen and I have like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, something like that. So
and a TV,
right? So I'm sorry, I keep doing this. Yeah, but I remember going, "Hey, have you seen it?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't have a TV." And I went, "Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? You don't have a fucking TV." And then there in most poems, there's a thing called a turn. So there's a turn. The turn is when I'm driving home with my family, and I'm sitting next to my wife. And there's a lack. Like, what are we lacking? The fact that this couple does not need a TV. Is there a lack in us that we need a TV? That's kind of what I was going for. Not that anyone gives a shit about this. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry to go so deep, but
no. People are tuning in for this.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. No, people are tuning in for exactly this. And I think where I'm coming from, and Colin, we're gonna do our wrap here. But it's like from a not lacking anything. I have felt great throughout this whole conversation. I hope our listeners do too. It's been a joy to get to talk with you for the first time. I've never had the chance to talk with you, and this has just been this has been beautiful. So we're going to have all the stuff in the show notes for people that are listening on their commute or are doing things with their hands and whatever. But where can people find your book?
Amazon, I think, is probably the best place to go. Unfortunately, but I think just Amazon, not whatever.
That's fine. I hear only terrible people work at Amazon anyway, so that's cool.
He just got a job at Amazon. That's why he's saying
second thing, Eric, where can people find Mossfrench and where can people find bikes?
Both on all the platforms, just Mossfrench, one word, and then bikes, will come up as well, and SoundCloud, Mossfrench, my lo-fi stuff, which
Now-
my daughter Olivia thinks is pretty rad. I think
It is
that's
fucking
cool.
rad. And we're gonna get out on this
Oh, I
after.
love it.
Actually, before I do this, because I just have one verse of something you wrote. What is the last song? What's the name of the last song, and why are we listening to it?
Okay, so the last song is called "Go Navy." So to your point about Ricole and the steadfast, I can fucking come up with something right away. It's me, Dan Saboyan playing upright bass, Chris Smith, the fucking maestro,
Fuck
playing
yeah,
guitar,
fuck yeah.
and
Fuck
and Ricole. So it's a really interesting song.
So the last thing I want to get out on was this. It was a poem, Design and Her Hammer. Consider the work of screws, how exhausted they must be, so lightlessly tout within all the lumber of our homes. And imagine all the 10 penny nails set against the pressure of the things they're meant to marry. No one aware of their devotion but the dumb, slumbering brickwork. Here's the last song of this podcast. Take care.
Priest and all the people keep talking about love. I never know who to get from. I pull down the line sometimes I push them up. No one knows what they made us of. Quickly, come quickly, I can change your life. But if you're coming with me, you better hold on with all your might. I can change the ties that bind if I can loosen mine. I don't care for so much time. I got a feeling I'm rejuvenated. I got a feeling I'm rejuvenated. A second chance at life, I'm motivated. Oh man, let's gather people up and celebrate it. Don't stop the music if it's resonating. You got me on this track singing songs. I feel right at home. It's where I belong. I'm making playlists. I got the jazz, please excuse my language. It's freaking awesome. I can share with you all. Take this. Go Navy, 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 go Navy. rejuvenated. A second chance at life, I'm motivated. Oh man, let's gather people up and celebrate it. Don't stop the music if it's resonating. You got me on this track singing songs. I feel right at home, it's where I belong. I'm making playlists, I got the jazz, please excuse my language. It's freaking awesome, I can share with you all. Take this. Go Navy, 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 go Navy.
The Could Be Better podcast is produced live from the Could Be Better studios that are definitely not a bedroom in Frederick, Maryland.
Check out our website, www.couldbebettermeh.com, for links to our social media, as well as a calendar of events and our contact information for those interested in guesting or supporting the Could Be Better movement.
Sure, whatever the hell that is. If you like what you hear, though, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or however you're listening to this right now. And don't hesitate to leave us a 5-star review because, believe it or not, it actually really helps.
Tune in every Thursday for a new episode where we...
Okay, that's enough. We've been talking for way too long.
Okay. I'm Chris Perry.
And I'm Colin McGuire, and we are out of time. So for now, remember, as always, everybody, this could be better.